4:30, we're gonna call the Public Works committee meeting to order. Roll call, trustee Zerflu.
Here.
Trustee Saylor.
Here.
President Mansell.
Here.
Public Works Chair
And
Martinson. Here. Okay. Motion to approve the agenda and approve the January 24th meeting minutes.
so moved. Second.
First by Zerflu, second by Saylor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion passes. Public comments on the agenda. I don't see anything that I'm aware of. Chairman comments, I have none at this time. We're gonna get right into the University of Stevens Point forestry classes here for presentation. For proposed forest management plan for the village. Mr. Martinson talked about this at our last meeting about, Robert Vanderhoff from UWSP is here with some of his students and colleagues. He can do a kind of a brief overview of the program. Would you like to stand up or come up to the here, or where would you like to be?
You're fine?
That's great.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for having us here tonight and for allowing us to take a look at the trees and whatever. What the students will be doing is, this is a culmination of a lot of their classwork and a lot of their training. This is a capstone project, if you will, for them to develop a management plan for Village of Port Edwards. Something similar that you would have a contractor do. They'll be out inventorying street trees. They'll be measuring things like diameter. They'll be taking species. They'll be rating the condition of each tree so that they'll have an idea of the condition of your urban forest. Along with the location data for all that, so that you can go back and they'll be identifying things like vacancies for planting trees. If you are planning on embarking on a planting program, so you won't have to go down and hunt down the vacancies. You'll have it for it. And the whole idea here is to, in any sort of management endeavor, you start off with what do we have? All right, then you sort of move to what do we want? And then you say, well, what do we have to do to get there? Well, hopefully the students can help you out in a couple of those phases. First one, kind of nailing down what you already have. Where your trees are, what condition they're in, what percent of species, how many ashes you have, how many maples you have, etc. And then looking at the condition, and then based on all of that, making recommendations and providing you with information and data that you hopefully can use to maybe apply for grants for your urban forestry program, or actually maybe you might find yourselves implementing some of the management decisions that are management recommendations that the class comes up. And I think it's a great opportunity for the students to get some real world experience, if you will, and hopefully provide the Village of Port Edwards with some needed information. And with that, I'd probably like to, I think we don't have enough here. If it's all right with you, I'll have each one introduce themselves. Is that okay?
Yes, definitely.
All right, go ahead, start.
Jack.
Just a little bit, maybe what you're majoring in, or what you're, how
Yeah.
close you are to graduation.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty close. I have one more semester after this. My major is specifically urban forestry. So yeah, I mean, I might be doing projects like this for my job. I'm also thinking maybe forest management. We'll see what happens.
I'm Tyler Solinsky. I'm also an urban forestry major, and I'm about a year and a half out from graduating.
I'm Strong Dan. I am a senior. My major is forest recreation. I'll be graduating this spring.
Yeah, I'm Joel. I'm also an urban major and I'm about a year from graduating.
I'm Evan. I'm a forest management major and I'll be graduating next spring.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I'm an environmental ed major with minors in environmental studies and forest recreation, and I'm a junior, so I know them for you. My name is Vi. I'm an education major as well with a minor in forest rec, and I'm about a year from graduation as well.
My name's Cole Hager, from Davenport, Iowa. I'm a forestry major with an emphasis on forest recreation, and I'll be graduating this spring.
I'm Jacob Dreyfus. I'm an urban forestry major and I plan to graduate in December.
My name is Nick Owino. I'm from the Green Bay area. I'm studying urban forestry and I'm a senior hoping to graduate this summer.
Thank you.
And then just one other thing, as I mentioned, they'll be collecting information on species, they'll be collecting information on size of the tree, its condition. They'll be identifying vacancies. They'll also be looking at maybe some maintenance, issues in trees, like whether or not maybe a crown has to be lifted because the garbage truck is hitting it, or maybe it's, you have overhead utility lines, that sort of thing. And if you have other information, things that you are interested in about your urban forest, I'd be certainly happy to entertain, maybe they could collect information that could help you out with that specifically. So if you do have anything, certainly let me know in the next few days, and we'll make it part of the inventory.
Yeah, sidewalks will be the biggest thing. Obviously, a lot of our boulevard trees are between the curb and gutter and the sidewalk, which a lot of sidewalk is humped up, for our walkers and bikers. So that's one thing that, when you guys are going through the village, if you see a tree and, it's creating a big hump up in the sidewalk or the curb and gutter, make a note of that. 'Cause that's one thing that,
Sidewalk condition.
we're looking to try to fix that. Obviously, we have a sidewalk program in town where we remove sidewalk and replace it. If the trees are too big, we remove the trees. So that'd be one thing that'd be very helpful
Right,
in the
sure.
village.
Our director of public works is always hearing from a cranky old trustee about our heaving up sidewalks and stuff.
Sure.
That's why I made the comment I did there. I wasn't totally all serious.
Certainly, absolutely.
Just before you go on, just give a time frame. I guess when you guys are gonna be here, when we get that wrapped up.
Yeah, you'll probably start seeing them in the next week or two. And my guess is they'll be at it about 2 to 3 weeks. And then, they'll be taking that information and they'll be spending a number of weeks, analyzing it, all right? And, coming up with, perhaps management recommendations. And then, in May, they will actually, each group will give a report, presentation on their management plan, which I hope that, I can get maybe some of you to attend. It's usually done in Stevens Point, but if you wish, we could arrange to have it here. And if it's done, whether it's done here or there, we can always, use Zoom calls or whatever to tune in if you'd like. And so we hope, you might want to attend it.
Would that be during the day or evening or?
It's, you and I, we can work out the best time.
Yeah, if we can do it during the day here, sometimes that's not a bad thing either. So,
Sure.
I mean, it's just impressive you have to make.
But that'll be, toward the end of May. I'm sorry, toward the, second week of May.
Now, what, trees you said trees along the streets and sidewalks and stuff,
All village streets.
all village trees,
Yep, I'll give a list of all the roads. And we do have some data now for
parks
trees.
and all that.
Yep, if you can get to, depending on your time, we're gonna do the roads first. And if time allows, then you're gonna go into the parks, right? That was my
I
understanding.
was gonna ask the question. The part that I really think, if they have time, should be looked at is, we have a disc golf course in Ripple Creek Park off of Bunker Avenue here. And that's, for beautified, if nothing else, the health of those trees, along that golf course. Ben can show you where that is, if you had time.
Ripple Creek Park.
I guess the only thing I have, are they gonna have like student IDs with them on their neck, or even though that you have trees in the boulevard and they're owned by the village, unfortunately, some people, residents, their trees are their beauty and everything else, and they can get upset if somebody's measuring or want to know, and we'll do what we can on the village part to let you then know with newsletters and our website to say that you folks will be out there, but I'm concerned about your safeties too. If you do have somebody that does come out and starts yelling, you have your class here, please just, disengage. But if you have IDs, we can also say that, you'll have your school ID, I assume. So,
I mean, each one will have a letter with them. Is that in your?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did, that's the
yeah.
forestry.
Yep.
We'll have that letter to show the citizens that here's what, if you wanna know what's going on, here's a sort of an overview.
And we'll put this out on our Facebook and website. Once you kind of lock down the dates when you're gonna come,
Yep.
give me about a week in advance and we can try to get that out.
And so they'll have that letter and they'll have their ID.
okay. And like I say too, if you students do have people that approach you and they seem to be hostile, just disengage and say, I'm here for this and sorry about that. We'll come and talk to Ben or find one of us.
They'll get a
It's
hold.
not worth getting somebody with a frying pan over you with some tree or
And
whatnot.
they'll actually get a whole about 3/4 of an hour training.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from the utility industry and of course our job was to come in and cut trees from utility lines, people's trees. And you can
Oh.
imagine how sometimes unwelcome we are.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
so I'm well aware of it.
And if they keep yelling at you, just tell them that Chief Zerflu's gonna come back if you don't get off.
That'll be enough. Well, thank you all.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We're anticipating the plan and we'll try to have somebody, if it's that point, I'll try to make time and come and see it. I'm definitely interested.
Great, we appreciate that.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Sure.
All right,
Go Pointers.
thank you all.
I suppose you had all smiles when working for a utility company when you slapped off their tree over on residential property hanging over the line.
Yeah, it's it has its challenges. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Well, hope you get off the crutches soon.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Snowboarder.
Department of Public Works report, Mr. Martinson.
So we'll kind of just go with the urban forestry class. Good program, we're looking, obviously, this last couple months, we've been taking down the dead ash trees through the boulevard trees that have been, dying, decaying, reasons that they were not able to stay anymore. So some of the help with the forestry class is gonna be a grant that is gonna be due June 4th. We'll be bringing you guys for resolution probably in May, looking to apply for the stump grinding and then a replacement of probably 200 trees will be the grant that we'll be looking to apply. There'll be parks, different areas, not all boulevard trees. I'm definitely gonna look into Trustee Zerflu's, concern about the sidewalks as we put these trees around. Again, we're applying for a grant, so their information is gonna be great. We appreciate when it comes to applying for the grant. That's one thing we were short last time on a grant that we were denied, just having the background of what trees we have in town and where we need them and the different species we have. So this is gonna definitely be helpful for that process moving forward. Otherwise, the tree process is coming along good, pretty good. We're down to Second Street, which we're removing trees right now for the upcoming summer street project. There is still probably 30, 40 ash in town that we've left that, seemed that they were gonna give them a chance this spring, see what they do, and if they don't seem to come alive this summer, we were removing them throughout the summer. I know I get some calls from people, why are you leaving this tree? And we're trying to leave trees that don't have any bark decaying at this point and see where they come in the spring. Public Works crew, obviously, we've had a great winter, not a lot of snow, and ice. This morning we were out again, a few icy spots here and there, but we've had a good winter for that. Not a lot of wear and tear, so, definitely good for the snow plowing budget, and obviously we'll have some carryover next year before the 2025 year ends to see where that goes.
Thank you very much for not spreading salt all over like they did up in Rapids. Because of the sun angle by 10 o'clock, my streets are
Yeah.
basically all good.
Yeah, we got the schools and the main ones, so.
Thank you.
Yep. So getting into spring, obviously right around the corner will be spring. I know yesterday felt like the first of spring, but the leaf sucker We're looking at April 1st is probably going to be our first time going around right after the Easter holidays. We'll have a better idea when the weather gets clear, but obviously we still use that truck for snow plowing, so we can't completely dismantle that truck until we know snow season's over, even though we all hope so. Brush will keep continuing every other week, same as recycling week. That'll get started up here probably next week, back in the full swing with the warm weather. Summer projects are coming along good. We'll be looking to bring final approval for our Second Street project to push to bids here next in March is what we're looking at. So that's come along very good. And then we're looking at doing our other TIF project down Second Street from Edwards behind the municipal building. We'll be getting that wrapped up, bringing it here in June or July for approval, so we can get that started here later this spring. If you haven't noticed, up on the north end of town, we dropped off a couple fire hydrants that we're gonna be replacing tomorrow or Monday, and also a valve replacement up on the north end of Spring Hill that we're gonna get fixed. Get those done before the summer project. I don't have the exact data. As soon as I do, I will give it, but obviously the DOT is planning doing from Dexterville all the way through Seneca Road, short of Seneca Road by about 40 feet. They're gonna be doing milling overlay. The piece going from Wisconsin River Drive to Second Avenue Rapids, they're gonna be doing some shortening of the road. There won't be a passing lane. Again, I don't have all the details. When I get them, I'll bring them to you guys for sure, but that project is supposed to start in May and be completed by July 1st. I'm working with them now, getting road closures, what we can do to make sure everybody's aware of what's gonna be going on in that project. The village doesn't have any work related to that project. We've got a couple of tree removals that we're gonna be doing on Wisconsin River Drive and the tender, but everything else is through the DOT. One of our biggest things after this project is gonna be done is the streetlights. They're getting rid of that, the lane, the second lane, so our streetlights are gonna be kind of off the road. And we're working with current technology. We're gonna see if we can adjust the heads on the streetlights and still get the same effect compared to moving all them streetlights in 6 feet, because that would definitely be a big expense for the village. So that's kind of gonna be our biggest obstacle once the road is done, to see where the streetlights, if they still cover the road, if we need to move them, and talk about that, and maybe we need to look for some grants. I do have some lighting grants that we could apply for 2025 if we think we need to do the streetlights.
Why would that be part of the project?
Because that's basically where we own the lights. They're owned by us. All those light poles on Wisconsin River Drive are owned by us, so that's just not when they come through the sewers and the waters, the sewer and the water, shorting them up, they're gonna take care of. We have to pay for all the raising and lowering of the manholes I brought to you guys before budget time last year. That 20,000 from the water and 20,000 sewers, because that's our utilities, so.
But if that wasn't budgeted, you just have streetlights just pointing to the grass.
Well, correct. I mean, that's the way the DOT, I mean, this started 6 years ago, and I know previous administrators have brought it up, and that was just, the DOT does not cover the streetlights. That's just stupid. So it's a village utility, unfortunately. I agree with you 100%. So we'll just have to see where it goes. I'm hoping we can adjust the lights, tip them up a little bit to get them. And right now they cover the road. We'll just have to
I don't
see
think
where it
it's
goes.
gonna be that much of a problem.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not. I mean, again, so we'll deal with that when we gets here. Summer help. We've got 2 applications in right now. They're due here March 1st. One's a repeat and one is a new. So we'll see if we can get some more. If not, we'll see what we can do with that. I'll try to bring it for you guys for March approval for summer helps. By then I'll have the interviews, get some background checks, and be able to bring it to you guys for approvals in March. Other than that, I don't have any more updates. The water and sewer, we're finishing up our yearly reports from 2024. No big issues there. So I guess we're gonna move into spring.
You got my email yesterday?
Yep, for a wastewater permit will be due 2025.
Right.
So we'll start doing some data here end of this year for next year. Yep, thank you very much.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Martinson?
Oh, thank you. What are you doing, like the trees that you take down? What are you doing with those tree chunks?
So a lot
I
of
saw so many.
residents have asked, you know, we've delivered to different residents in
Oh,
town, we've
okay.
had, you know, my phone rings all the time, people that want firewood, obviously, we,
Okay.
you know, we try to keep it in town, we do not wanna spread the dead
Right.
ash to other areas, so we're trying to keep it in town, you know, people have fireplaces, camp firewood, things like that.
Who's cutting all that wood behind Doug's house?
That would Doug's son-in-law,
That's what I figured, that was Brenda's house.
yeah, so,
God, does he burn that much wood?
yeah, you know, campfires and
Oh,
things like that, so.
mega trunks on that one tree. I don't know how the hell he's gonna store them.
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to get rid of those citizens, which is good for them and good for the
Yeah.
village.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, any old business? New business? Cause,
I think for the next agenda for sure will be summer help if you'd like,
summer help,
some help approval. And again, I'll get you guys, information prior to the meeting, so you'll have, just in case you have questions.
I was gonna mention about taking our annual early summer, late spring tour around the village, you know, and, but that might as well just wait till like May, till the new board's seated.
yeah, see what's on. What committee
Take the
or whatever.
pressure off it.
Field trip.
No, you should better see the new, looks like the new end loader is gonna be here sometime in March. So when that comes, we can also take a drive by the shop and show you the new end loader that you guys approved.
Just
Looking
don't
forward
let
to that.
Brady drive with the first, you drive with the first.
Okay, correspondence received. I didn't get anything. Anybody get anything? Agenda items, summer help. I think otherwise, pretty much all our bases are covered with Public Works at this time. Thanks, Ben. Without objection, at 10 to 5, I'll adjourn the meeting. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.